getting started. Hello and welcome to each and every member of this team. We are in the 127th meeting, and I welcome you all for this meeting. Before getting started, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Cyril for keeping the team alive, keeping the group alive, and um, constantly keeping us entertained and on our toes when it comes to being active on WhatsApp. So thank you, Cyril, for this exciting journey at Toastmasters. We have three ground rules. First is you got to keep your cell phone off. You've got to keep your self on mute, and you can keep your videos on so that the audience, the speakers have somebody to look up to while speaking. But if you have a disturbance or if you have a problem, you can keep the video off. And we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. And if they do form part of a topic or part of any of your script during this meeting, please make sure that those are deleted. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which each member is empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I announce the meeting open and I hand over the reins to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sai Ramachandran. Over to you, Toastmaster.
My first question to our ever ebullient Sa is, why is Cyril's name being pronounced as Cyril? Is there something I'm missing here?
Sairil.
So is that supposed to be an amalgamation of Sai and Cyril?
It's a Sai joke. It's a most respectable Sai joke that you like. Admit it, Sai.
I did not get it. I was like, how is she suddenly mispronouncing Cyril's name? She's been saying the name all along correctly.
You heard Sai.
Okay, I get it. So for the people who don't know, the running joke in the club is that there are jokes about my name, which is Sai Ramachandran. Welcome to meeting 127 of BKC Fireflies at the new, improved, much beloved timing of 7:30. Much more acceptable timing of 7:30. 6:30 was a little tight. We're thinking of moving to 7:30, and this is a trial run for that new timing. We have a few things to discuss, a few happy things to discuss. The other day, I was talking to someone about the importance of public speaking. And we came to this conclusion that, public speaking is great. There's all these opportunities to speak, win contests, do better in our ums and ahs and use great language and all that. But the real meat of public speaking is in the message that we have for our audiences and for ourselves at sometimes. So the way it was put to me was, the message is our mission, which is a really nice way to say that focusing on the incremental development, the minimization of crutch words, the ease of communication, all those things are great. But we also must keep in mind that every time we come up to speak, every time we're in front of an audience, which is paid, if not in cash, at least in attention, if they're paying to listen to you, the important thing you want to give to them is the message. What are you trying to do to make their life better? What are you trying to do to expand the horizons of their thinking a little bit more beyond where it is today? That is the message that we as speakers, as people who are investing in ourselves by being Toastmasters, we should remember that every moment. Forget about the contests or the division conferences or the voting of best speaker, best evaluator, best table topics. All those things are incidental. The real important thing is focusing on the message that you have, focusing on the story that you want to tell, focusing on the learnings that you want to impart, and doing it to the best of your ability and doing it repeatedly again and again and again is the fundamental joy of public speaking in Toastmasters. You can get bored of coming to a Toastmasters meeting, but you should never get bored of having to deliver your message. And if you say the same message in 10 different ways on 10 different occasions, so be it, because the message is more important. The message is our mission. And we should remember that when we are as public speakers. So if you're ever faced with the challenge of I don't know what to say, or am I saying it the way I should be saying it? Am I improving or not? As long as you're conveying your message, as long as your ideas are coming out, it doesn't really matter. The delivery matters less. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it matters less than the message itself. And that's what I want to start this meeting with, this thought that our message is our mission. And as Toastmasters, we should probably remember that. A few other things that we have coming up this week. Division B, M, and U are having a joint conference of I believe it's in Kansoli. No, that's the other one. I forget where it is. Somewhere in Mumbai.
Reliance Geotalk Auditorium, Kansoli.
Yes, in Kansoli, Geotalks Auditorium. Mitesh is one of the members of Division B, I believe. And he's telling us that the meeting is happening at Kansoli. Please do make it an effort to attend the conference in person if you can, because there are a couple of reasons. One, conferences are fun. You get to meet people that you don't really otherwise get to meet. You get to listen to ideas and listen to speeches, which are not available to you. I'll share the details again, Cynthia. I'll share it again in the WhatsApp group that we have. The conference is going to be fun. There's a charge for it. I think it's some 300 rupees or something. It's hardly the kind of money that you think twice about if it was a normal Sunday. So please go ahead, attend the conference, and come back and tell us how you felt. Because for many of us who are new Toastmasters or returning Toastmasters, a conference is one place where you realize that the little pond you're living in, the club, is actually part of a much larger ocean. And that ocean is the Toastmasters ocean that we all get fortunate to be part of. So please go ahead, attend it. That's for Division B, M, and U. Our own division, Division S, will have its conference on the following Sunday, the 20, am I saying it right? No, the 17th of December is when our division will be having its conference, in which two of our stalwart members, Fireflies, new and old, the old one being Sandhya, and the new Firefly, the budding, the pupating Firefly, will be Rashmi. They'll be representing division area S4 at the division conference, and we're hoping for all the very best to both of them. What else do I have to share?
You said Powai, SDA Powai.
The Division S conference is in SDA Powai.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So, all right, I have a few people that I've never spoken to in my life before. We have some people who've come back who've been able to attend the meeting because of the new timing. So I'm going to quickly welcome Jigyasa. Then I believe Meher also has been interested in attending, but not been able to attend for many reasons. But today is the first time I'm probably going to see her. Do I see anybody else? A few other people have seen before, so I'm going to leave them, the club members, for now. Let's quickly talk to maybe Meenal. Meenal, is your video on? Can you turn on your video? I'm going to go count.
Oh,
Yeah, audio is on. So what I'm going to ask is, what brought you to BKC Fireflies?
hi. I was not prepared to turn my video on, hopefully.
That's all right.
So I have been looking for a way to skill. A major challenge that I have been facing at work is my fear of public speaking. So I have been finding ways, and I've been actually delaying this because of the fear. So it is something that I have wanted to do, but yet, I was a little too scared to pursue it for a very long time. But then finally, I think I've decided that, this is it. I cannot be scared anymore. I have to do this now.
Mhm.
So I was looking for various options on the website, and this is the closest to my place. I reside in Ghatkopar, and I saw that it was an open club. So that's how I reached out.
I see. So you're somewhere in the BKC, Mumbai, Chembur area. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So yes, fear is the mind killer. And if you're embracing your fear, trying to overcome it, you're already making the right moves. So welcome to BKC Fireflies, first of all, and welcome to a new opportunity and a way to change the trajectory of your life and focus on your personal growth as a speaker and getting more confidence in public speaking. So welcome, and hopefully you'll enjoy your first meeting with us. Toastmasters is a very open forum. If this club doesn't work for you, there are plenty of clubs all over the world. Please find some other club to attend. Please attend their meetings, but we'd love to have you as well. If you can join us, great. If not, there are always clubs. For example, Amit is from a different club, and he's from a very good club, in fact. It's in Goregaon, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some very good clubs in Mumbai and other parts of the world. Please do find the right home for yourself And once you find a home for yourself, embrace your inner, let's call it a champion public speaker, the one who's hidden beneath all those layers of, no, I can't do this. This is not me. And suddenly the thing comes out and you pupate, you burst out into a firefly yourself, though you might not be a firefly that much. Manoj, there are a couple of Manojs you could be, because your camera's off. I don't know which of the two Manojs this is.
Okay.
Do I see your camera turning on? No. If you could tell us what brought you to BKC. Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay, now we can see me.
All right, let me spot you.
I attended a few of your meetings. And today I'm here to learn something. The great speakers have met Amit yesterday. It's lovely to hear him. I would love to hear him today again.
And you're in luck today, because Amit is saying today is his lucky day because he can speak in a baritone today. So you're gonna hear not only just Amit and his speech, but you also hear Amit in a deeper, more I don't know what, projecting voice is what Amit promises us today. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay,
Jyoti, I think this is the first time you're at BKC Fireflies, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Meher, because...
Yes, it is my first time.
All right, so...
Cyril invited.
You said that it's going to be a secret that only you and Cyril have. So we're not going to pry on the reason why you're here. We're happy that you're here.
Yeah.
And welcome all
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Meher, are you able to talk to us?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Toastmasters. Hi, how are you?
Let me spotlight you. I see you. So finally, you've broken your non-attending streak. You've attended a meeting.
Yeah, but it's been amazing being on the group and going through the activities. I think it's really inspiring, and I actually feel encouraged and inspired by the efforts that your club has been making. Of course, as you know, we're also running a new club in my district, District 122, and it's also fully committed to trying to improve our language abilities. So I feel like I have a lot to learn, and I'm here to see your meeting. And I heard great things about your participation in Cloud 122's contest. So I'm happy to be here finally.
Yes, we're happy to have you as well. Please, if you don't have a role to take up, check with the VP of Education. We'll find you something to do. If you really want to contribute.
So, okay, sure.
Happy to have you. Yes, that reminds me. I was fortunate enough to be part of Cloud 122, along with Amit, in fact. With the two of us were participating in Cloud 122's club contest, and it was a great experience for both of us. I'm speaking for Amit, but I think he will agree with me that the experience was great. I don't think there's a lot more to do now, except maybe to hand charge the meeting to the Toastmaster of the day, a man who's come back. He's like the prodigal son of BKC Fireflies. He keeps saying that I'm going to go away. I'm never going to come back. But like a bad penny or the prodigal son, you take it the way you want it. He comes back, and when he comes back, he always makes a bang. He makes our meetings livelier, our life better, except mine, because his jokes are going to be awful. His side jokes are going to be terrible. But I'm hoping that the rest of you can find humor in his jokes. I give to you your Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Cyril Paul, to take the meeting forward.
Thank you so very much, Sai. Like I promised you on the WhatsApp group, I've said sayonara to my Sai jokes. I promise to stay silent about it completely. You won't hear a peep from me about Sai jokes anymore. Okay. All right. Welcome to the rest of you. Where I say this is the part when I say samajhne wale samajh gaye, right? Okay. Welcome once again to meeting number 127. We're going to discuss a very interesting thing over here. All right. But first, let me talk to you about humanity and some observations about humanity. Ever since the humankind started walking on this earth, we've been very, very interested in observing things. And probably, at least during the initial times, the things that we observed were animals or beings that moved towards us and animals or beings that walked away from us. Animals that moved towards us, probably they were predators. They were trying to hunt us. And instinctively, animals that walked away from us were prey, and we could hunt them. Making these calculations, we decided that there was something called distance, There's something called speed, and some rudimentary calculations about time. We started observing a lot more. And gradually, as our intellect expanded, we started looking skywards. And we found this very interesting shining ball that moved from east to west every day. And when that shining ball was there, we had light. We called it day. And when that shining ball wasn't there, it was night. But at night, there was something magical. There was another shining ball. And this shining ball would be nothing one day. It would gradually grow, become a full-fledged ball, and disappear again. The time that it took was about 28 to 29 days. And we call that a month. We started observing a lot more. We observed that every 12th full moon day, the climatic conditions that we saw around us, they repeated. So if on day 0, literally day 0, we had rain, at the end of the 12th moon from that day, we had rain again, or we had snow again, or we had sun again. We call that period of 12 moons a year. We started looking further at the night sky, and we saw infinite amount of stars, number of stars. We found that these stars also moved, and some of them moved in clusters. We call them constellations. Now comes the interesting part. We saw a set of bodies, heavenly bodies, that moved from the sky from one point to the other, faster or slower than the other bodies. We call them planetes, meaning wanderers. We identified 7 such wanderers. We had the sun, we had the moon, we had the actual planets of Mercury, Venus, Mars, and I guess Earth wasn't as polluted as that time. We could even see Jupiter and Saturn. We started naming our days after these planets. So we have Saturn Day, or Saturday after Saturn. We have Sunday after Sun. We have Moon Day after the moon, Monday. We have, Tuesday. Which planet is that? Tuesday is after god Tiers. And god Tiers is the German equivalent of the god Mars. Mars, we have Tuesday. Then comes a few set of gods. We had Wednesday, which is named after the Norse god Odin. It was Woden's Day initially, which later on became Wednesday. And for those of you who know your Norse mythology well, or your Marvel Cinematic Universe well, the son of Odin is Thor. And we have Thor's Day, or Thursday. Again, if you know your MCU pretty well, you know that Odin's married to Frigga, or Freya, Thor's mother. We have Frigga Day, or Friday. And again, comes back to Saturday. Now, here is what makes it really, really interesting. As we are all humans and we think alike. So we have Saturn Day, called in Hindi as Shanivar. We have Sunday, Ravivar. We have Monday or Moon Day, Somvar. We have the Mars Day, Mangalwar. Budhwar is Mercury Day or Odin's Day. We have, what's the next one? Guruvar, Jupiter Day, Thor's Day. And we have Friday, Venus or Freya, Shukravar. If you translate any of these in your local language, India speaks multiple languages, you'll find that these references remain exactly the same. Sai probably can agree with me that Monday is Tinkal in Tamil, isn't it? It's in Malayalam. Yes, Tinkal is the moon. You have Tuesday, which is Chauva, down south, 4 languages, which is Mangal. You have Budh, which is Budhan. You have Guru, which is Jupiter. No matter wherever you go, whether it's French, Monday is Lune Day, La Lune, the moon. From where we have the term lunar or lunatic. Language is same that connects all of us. We are humans, no matter what our race, skin color, whatever. We are united in our thoughts. Another thing that unites us is our desire to improve. We observe and we learn. And Toastmasters is one such forum where you observe and you learn. Just like our thoughts regarding the days or naming of the planets are exactly the same, the format of a Toastmaster meeting remains exactly the same wherever you join, whether it's Timbuktu, Toronto, or even Tokyo. We have 3 segments to Toastmaster meeting. The first segment is what we call prepared speeches, or what we call in BKC 5 Lives as the effective speaking segment. This is where members, Toastmasters, they come and deliver speeches against some prepared curriculum that they have. The second segment is table topics, or what we call effective thinking. We are given a topic on the spot. We need to come up with a speech on the spot. I need to deliver that, right? You don't need to deliver a full-fledged 27-minute speech. You just need to speak just for 1 minute. So go ahead and, as Kipling said, try to fill that unforgiving minute with 60 seconds of distance run. The third segment, what we call the most important segment, is the effective listening segment, or the evaluation round, which is where a team of evaluators, along with a general evaluator, will give us feedback on every single thing that happened on screen. Assisting the evaluator, the evaluators, are 3 team members whom I'll be calling upon right now. We call them the tag team, the timer, our counter, and the grammarian team. And the timer today is Miss Radio Voice of BKC 5 Lives, Toastmaster Cynthia. Cynthia, could you?
Thank you so much, Cyril,
Cynthia. Yep. Please
for this
introduce yourself
introduction.
and explain how you'll be showing us the timing signals.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. So I am Toastmaster Cynthia, and the official timer for the day, along with the SA. The timer is supposed to keep the time, like you all know, and as evident in the name, each of the speeches will be for 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, you'd see the green light. 6 minutes, you'd see the yellow, and 7 minutes, you'd see the red. You'd get a 30 seconds grace for you to complete your speech, and post the grace, you get disqualified for the voting. Until then, you continue to be qualified for the voting. The table topics are for 1 to 2 minutes, and the evaluations are for 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes would be a green spot, 2.5 minutes would be a yellow spot, and 3 minutes would be an indication for you to stop. You would get a grace of 3.3, so 3.5 minutes, and post that, you get disqualified for the voting. I think I've covered all the information that all the speakers need to know. Thank you so much.
Cynthia, would you be sharing your screen, or would you be projecting your timing
So
signals on your background?
I would share my screen, and I would request you, Toastmaster of the Day, to pin me. If anybody doesn't want me to share the screen for reasons of distraction, do let me know, and I will not do that.
All right, thank you so much. Let me call upon the second tag team member. That will be the R counter, Toastmaster Suniva, who is playing this role for the first time. Toastmaster Suniva, there you are.
Hello, thank you, Toastmaster Cyril, and thank you, everyone. Good evening to all of you. I'm Dr. Suniva Dundal, and today I'm playing the role of R counter, and I'll be noting down all the R's and R's of today's meeting. So the purpose of this R counter is to note the words and the sounds during the whole meeting. I will note down and which are crush words. Also filler words like and, well, you know, so, but, like, and also those words which we tend to repeat like I. So during this whole meeting, I'll be listening carefully to all your speeches, and at the end of the meeting, I'll give you my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suniva. One question: what's my crutch word? Do I have any?
Yes, you do.
I tremble in my voice. All right. Let's call upon the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Bhubi, who is once again doing this job for the first time. Good to see you. You're on mute. If you're on mute, you need to use sign language.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. And I will now jump into describing my role. So good evening, Cyril, Toastmaster Cyril, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to the guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and make note of any good usage of language, idioms, adverbs, and overall grammar, as well as take note of any misses that they make in terms of usage of articles or any such other thing. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word or the phrase of the day. And for today's meeting, the phrase that I have chosen is to draw a blank or to draw a blank. So draw a blank is a very interesting idiom. It basically means, to do something or to say something that elicits no successful response. An example of using the phrase is that, when I'm trying to recall something or when anybody is trying to recall something, then they are unable to come up with an answer. So one way of using it could be, say, Mom, I looked for these Christmas decorations all over the house, but I've drawn a blank. I can't find them anywhere, right? Or when you're talking to a friend and you're talking about, the answers that you had for an exam and you just couldn't get it. So you could say something like, I actually did not know the answer to the question. I racked my brain, but I just drew a blank. So these are the two, so to reiterate, the phrase of the day is to draw a blank. To draw a blank. I hope this diagram helps all the speakers of the day, as well as the table topic speakers, to make note. I will also be reminding people by usage of the chat box to use the phrase of the day. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Lovely. That's a very interesting phrase that I've chosen. I'm not sure if many people are aware. This phrase actually comes from the lottery system. You'll have names of everyone put in, and you will have some prize against some of the tickets, and you lift up that, and if your name's there, you win a prize. And if you lift a blank up, you've literally drawn a blank. You don't get a prize. So that's thank you. That's great. All right, kickstarting the first segment of the day is the prepared speeches segment. And we have three interesting speakers, and we have one speaker with a very interesting title. Let me call upon the first speaker of the day, that's Toastmaster Amit. And before I do that, let me call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Sandhya, to read us the speech objectives. Toastmaster Sandhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. The first speaker, can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit of.
Can you hear me, Toastmaster of the day?
I can hear you now. Yes, yeah.
Okay. My speaker for tonight, Toastmaster Amit, is attempting his level 1 project 2 speech from this pathway presentation mastery. The purpose of the speech is twofold. One is to present a speech with a defined purpose. And second is to also present it in a well-organized manner. Timer, please note.
Toastmaster Sandhya, am I the only one who's not hearing her, or? It's 5 to 7 minutes, Sandhya. I see you move. Timer, please note it's 5 to 7 minutes.
Perfect.
Toastmaster Amit has got a very interesting speech title. Who murdered Newton in the bathroom? Who murdered Newton in the bathroom? Toastmaster Amit, I trust you can see the timing screen.
Yes, I can. And just a minor correction, the speech title would be I Murdered Newton in the Bathroom.
Oh, so it's not a who done it anymore. It's you did it.
Yes, that's how
Over
it
to you,
is.
Toastmaster.
I plead guilty. I do confess I have murdered Newton. Not once, but multiple times. And let me assure you, it's not just me. Even you have murdered Newton. Most of the times in the bathroom. If not all of you, at least some of you have. Let me explain. I'll take you back to 2005. I used to work in the insurance sector, and I was handling one of the toughest portfolios that one could have in insurance. Any guesses? Let me tell you. It was sales. And I was doing corporate sales. I used to work 29 out of 30 days in a month. Yes, you heard it right, 29 out of 30 days. All 4 Saturdays, 3 out of 4 Sundays. I would go door to door on weekends as well to corporates collecting information of insurance professionals. No wonder I did not have a girlfriend then. However, as I kept visiting these places, the security guards of those factories and offices, they kind of, because Pune was a small place, so they kind of figured there would be a car coming and a guy would come and ask for these details. So they would keep a chit ready with the name of the insurance manager and they would hand it to me and I would then call those guys the subsequent week. So this went on for the full year. At the end of the year, I was rewarded. And the reward was a promotion from assistant manager to a deputy manager and an increment of 20%. Do you think it was worth the effort? Losing all the good things of life, good things that one can have in life, including not having a girlfriend, for that 20%? And a name change from an assistant manager to a deputy manager? Not for me. That day I decided that I have to do something of my own. And if I put in that much effort working on some assignment that I love doing, I would make a lot more than 20%. And I got thinking. I was constantly thinking about what business to start, what activity to get into. And whether it was having lunch or even while going to bed or walking, I would constantly think about what business to start, but nothing would strike. And then there was this moment of epiphany. While I was having a shower, I got this idea. This is what I want to do. This is what I will do. And that idea I converted into a business. And you know what? Coincidentally, this speech also I thought of in the shower. Now, why does this happen? Let me tell you the concept of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now imagine our dynamic Toastmaster of the day, Cyril. I don't know whether he's told you this story or not. Now imagine Cyril has gone to a restaurant. And in that restaurant, there is a beautiful lady and he's looking at her. Okay? Nothing wrong in that. In fact, it's pretty normal. And it's not a lecherous look, I assure you of that. He is only looking at her because he is a president of a club and he remembers the promise of Toastmasters. He wants others also to get better at public speaking. So he wants her to become a Toastmaster. So his attention is on her. However, his subconscious mind is looking at everything else apart from where the conscious mind is focusing on. The subconscious mind is looking at the decor. It's trying to figure out the aromas in the restaurant, the attire of the waiters, the furniture, the crockery, the cutlery, all those things the subconscious mind is noticing. And when his wife asks him how the restaurant was, his subconscious mind comes to his rescue. While the conscious mind was doing the wrong thing, the subconscious mind came to his rescue. And that's actually the essence of being able to use your subconscious mind. So when we think a lot, Our conscious mind is constantly at play. And this conscious mind is suppressing the ability of the subconscious mind to throw out ideas. How many of you know Archimedes? I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Archimedes, right? Where did he get the idea? What he also did was perhaps not appropriate, but at least we know where he got the idea, right? And you all also might have heard of Einstein sitting under a tree. No? Well, we know it was Newton, but that doesn't mean nobody else can sit under a tree, right? Even Einstein is allowed to sit under a tree. It was Newton who was sitting under a tree. That is where he got the idea of the theory of, what was that? Gravity, isn't it? So the message here, my dear friends, is that if you want to become more creative, or if you want to have those ideas flowing out of you, definitely do think, definitely do put pressure on your conscious mind. But when you relax your conscious mind, that's when the subconscious mind comes alive. And that is when it gives you all those ideas. And how do you do that? When you're walking. If you're walking your dog, if you're exercising, running, swimming, taking a shower, these are the places where we don't feel pressure. We are not under any pressure of thinking or performing. We are just relaxing. And our conscious mind is at ease. That's when our subconscious mind takes over. But when we are constantly thinking, our subconscious mind will draw a blank, isn't it? So my dear friends, one last question. Who is Newton in this story? Any guesses? Has the message gone across? Who is Newton in this story? Newton is your subconscious mind. We all have murdered our subconscious mind while having a shower, while walking, listening to music, being on social media. When we are relaxing on a bench in a park, we are still watching social media and we are murdering Newton. So my dear friends, if you want to do well in life, give your subconscious mind a chance to give you that future that you want. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you for that lovely message that completely came as a surprise. I was wondering where the speech would go with such a title, and you took it to a very, very high place. Thank you so much for sharing that story. Calling our second speaker, that would be Toastmaster Nidhi. And before I do that, let me call upon her evaluator, the one and only Toastmaster Mahesh, who is, I believe, attempting an evaluation for the first time, is it not?
Yeah, it's for the first time.
Lovely. It's good to see people stepping up. Over to you, Toastmaster Mahesh.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. And a very good evening to one and all. So I'll be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Nidhi. The topic is quite interesting. She will discuss the topic. So the time limit for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And she has 3 key main objectives of the speech. Objective number 1, to learn different communication styles. Everybody aspires to learn different communication styles, whether it is at workplace or it's personal. So objective number 1, to learn the different types of communication styles. Objective number 2, identify one own primary communication style. What is his or her primary communication style? So that is objective number 2. Objective number 3, what is the impact of one communication style on others? So that are the 3 main objectives of this speech. So over to you, Toastmaster Cyril. Thank you.
Lovely. So learn about various communication styles, understand your style, and understand your impact of your style on others. All right. Easy stuff, Toastmaster Nidhi. Words that wow. Toastmaster Nidhi, you can see the timer screen.
Yeah.
All the best. Words that wow. Toastmaster Nidhi. Toastmaster Nidhi, words that wow.
Good evening, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm very happy to speak about the most interesting topic of my life, that is words that wow. When we discuss words, we often think them as the way we communicate. Words are means of expressing thoughts and actions, which are the vital part of communication. And as per the theory, communication is defined as process of transmitting information and understanding from one person to other. Good communication isn't just about talking. It actually means to express clearly to the people whom you're addressing to. Being clear, precise, and engaging are the qualities and the traits of being a good communicator. But have you ever wondered that this communication process begins from the day we were born? Infants communicate through cries and gestures, which gradually develop into more sophisticated form of expression as they grow. Throughout life, communication process remains constant and evolving process, which encompasses the verbal and the non-verbal elements. It plays a vital role in personal relationship, professional interaction, and societal engagement. I will now share on how I have incorporated and utilized different form of communication styles throughout my life. There are majorly 4 forms of communications. Let me tell you one by one. First one is the initiating communication. Consider them as a catalyst for the conversion. Imagine these folks are the party starters of the chit chat. They love lively talks, make friendly chats, and spark creativity. These are the people who are the architect of the social vibe, enjoying connecting with others, starting cool ideas, and keeping conversation interesting. Their excitement is catchy, but they should be careful that they shouldn't go off topic. Even though they are usually the limelight in the center of the attraction, the party, there are times when introverts find it difficult to connect with them and match their energy, leading to the mixture of this positive and negative reaction of this style. In my own life, being the youngest in family, I took on a role of a person who always starts a conversation with energy and style in a social gathering. This approach actually helped me connecting with others and building a good relationships, creating a positive environment for interesting talks. The second form of communication is the direct communication. These are the ninjas of talking, really good at getting straight to the point. You can consider them as clear messengers of superheroes. But there's a chance of being too straightforward and maybe seeming a bit cold, not understanding, which could lead to people getting a wrong idea and perspective. And sometimes it may upset other people. Back then, when I was really focused on clear and to the point communication, in formal situations, especially in offices and school. However, looking at my communication style in other areas of my life, I have realized that I sometimes struggle with this approach, especially when it requires being empathetic and emotions. It's like missing that extra touch in certain situations outside of my professional life. The third form of communication is the supportive communication. When I was a teenager, I was a friend who always tried to help others emotionally in my group. I wanted to keep things calm and make sure that all understood each other during our tough times and we remain calm. Imagine supportive communicators as an emotional superheroes depicting the very famous, my favorite character, which is Harry Potter, which actually brings understanding and peace when there are conflicts. But if you rely too much on feelings, it can be hard to make clear and fair decisions. So it's like finding a balance between a kind and a practical, which is important in both personal and the professional life. Just like a Gryffindor's finding a balance in a magical wizarding world. Now let me talk about the fourth communication style, which is an analytical. As I started working, I learned a new way to communicate. It's called an analytical communication. In the professional world, I use this style kind of being Sherlock's at my office, like those clever detectives. I look closely at details and use logic to solve problems at work. But I also realized it's important to add some warmth and understanding the analytical way. It's like taking a break with cup of tea and chat while figuring out the workplace's mysteries. Good communication means being clear in your thinking and also connecting with the people on human level to build a good relationship. So I found out the balance between a Sherlock-like clarity with some friendly vibe, which was important. These different ways of communications have helped me in various part of my life, whether it was talking with my family, handling the challenges of teenage drama, or adapting to the rules at work. I have learned how useful it was to able to communicate in different ways. Connecting with my grandpa during unique chapter of my life, where the communication is more than just words. Even though he couldn't talk due to paralysis, we still connected deeply through the emotions. One night, when I was tired and had to take care of him because I was alone, but I had my exam next day, and he was continuously calling me for a company by making different sort of sounds. When I asked him patiently, "Grandpa, do you need something?" he gave no response. And this process repeated several times. This leads to a frustration and exam pressure. I closed the door in annoyance and later realizing me the gesture and action can speak much, much louder than words, but may also leads to misunderstanding. On my return, seeing a tear in my grandpa's eyes, I apologized for an unintended miscommunication and this inappropriate behavior, which also added a layer to my communication style. In an essence, my journey has been blend of these communication forms, allowing me to adapt and connect with others in a diverse setting, whether it was initiating, being direct, or offering emotional support or delving into some analytical approach. Each style had played a crucial role in shaping me as a human and develop my communication narrative. It's a continuous learning process, and I strive to find a delicate balance between ensure effective and empathetic communication. Lastly, I want to say that the most important thing in communication is to be hear what isn't being said. The most important thing in communication is to be hear what isn't being said. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Nidhi. And now we move on to the third speaker. And before I call our third speaker, who's I don't know who that person is, let me call upon his, it's actually he who should not be named. And let me call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Aditya. Good to see you back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. Toastmaster Sai today is going to deliver his speech, which is a part of L4P1 from Pathway Engaging Humor. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop their method for giving impromptu speeches and to practice adapting rehearsed stories during an impromptu speech. Timer, please note there will be 2 speeches in the same meeting, each one for 2 to 3 minutes. I wish Toastmaster Sai all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. As part of this project, Toastmaster Sai has got about 12 topics as per the Toastmaster curriculum, and I need to pick one at random. Just to reconfirm, it's going to be 3 speeches or 2 speeches? Okay, got it. All right. Okay, Toastmaster Sai. The speaker for an important event is late. You're invited to open the event and fill in a few minutes until the speaker arrives.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that Speaker Rajesh is going to be late. So the keynote, which is supposed to start now, is going to start about 10 minutes behind schedule. The bad news is, or was that the good news? The bad news is that you'll have to listen to me for the remainder of the time. And the reason why Speaker Rajesh is because of traffic. And I know exactly what traffic can do to your best laid plans. There was a time when I had to meet my wife somewhere in the city of Mumbai. And being new to Mumbai, I took it upon myself to get there ahead of time. I put in the address on my GPS, and off I went on the road. And as I was going, suddenly I hear the GPS person say, the GPS lady say, make a right on Pounds Road. Pounds Road? Mumbai. There's no way Mumbai has anything called Pounds Road. It can be Pandharkar Road, but never Pounds Road. So I was pretty sure that my GPS was broken. So I pulled over to one side, amidst all the honking and all the anger from the people who have to yield to me as I move to the left. I quietly roll up my windows, and I called my other GPS, the Grihalakshmi positioning system. My wife is whom I called up. And I called up and asked him, listen, the GPS is telling me to make a right in Pounds Road. And I'm pretty sure that this Ghatkopar Vikroli area has nothing called Pounds Road. Am I wrong about that? So she said, no, I don't know anything about this. You need to be here in time. My boss is going to come join us, so you can't be late for this meeting. You need to be here quickly. So just make a right on LBS and then go right. And then at the next signal, I'll be waiting for you the signal. You meet me there and park the car, do whatever you want, get there quickly because my boss is going to be there and we need to make a good impression. And then I said, okay, yeah, I'm coming. And then I get back into my car. I turn it back on. I'm on my way. I make a right on LBS. And I can see the signal. And I get a call from my wife again. Like, did I make a mistake? Did I end up going on the wrong road? So I pick up the call and she's laughing. She's laughing her heart out. And the reason she's laughing her heart out is this. She's like, listen, dude, you need to throw your iPhone into the Arabian Sea. Why should I throw my iPhone into the Arabian Sea? Because it turns out that LBS on the Apple Maps is called Pounds, because LBS stands for pounds in English, in the English system. They called it Pounds Road, thinking LBS Road stands for Pounds Road. And that is my story of how traffic and your best plans, your best hopes from technology can actually hamper you. But the good news is that my other GPS was actually working, and I was able to get to the dinner spot on time, and we were able to welcome her boss, and we had a good meeting. She got the promotion that she deserved and earned, but now I have to use an Android phone, and that is the story of my life. Back to your table topics, Toastmaster of the day. And here, that is the reason why Toastmaster, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Speaker Rajesh is not here yet.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd have been pounded had you not turned up for the meeting.
I would have been pounded, absolutely.
Yeah, yes. All right, your next topic. Your close friend Cyril Paul has passed away. You're surprised to be asked to deliver a short eulogy for your late friend, Cyril Paul. You were late for that meeting?
And so Cyril passed away, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you have to go to the ends of the world to meet your kind of people. And sometimes your kind of people walk into your life to become friends. And that is what I experienced with Cyril. Cyril was not just a friend. Cyril was somewhat of a life mentor to me. Though the truth is that we were co-workers. And the funny part is that I was supposed to be his manager. And you know what they say about managers becoming friends with their subordinates, their reports. You can be friends, but when it comes to your 360-degree reviews, it's going to be very hard to give an honest feedback to your friend who's also your subordinate. But with Cyril, that was not the case. What stood out to me about Cyril from day one was that he was so easy to talk to. He was so open to feedback, so open to understanding what was needed of him. He was able to read the unsaid messages that were being given to him. And that was what I loved so much about Cyril. What I also loved about Cyril was the fact that he would never be able to say no. And all of us in our team relied so much on Cyril to manage some of the systems that our entire company depends on. And that's the pressure of that is probably what hurt Cyril and affected his health. I kept telling him that, listen, you need to not take COVID so lightly. The effects of COVID can last for a long time. But Cyril, skinny as he was, wanted to put on weight. And he decided that hitting the gym and eating an extra helping of food every day, the fourth meal every day, was the way to go forward for him. And we all know the results. His body could not take it. His recovery from COVID was slow. And unfortunately, his heart could not keep up. And that's where we find ourselves today. At a moment when all of us are getting back on track from COVID, we're not going to have Cyril with us to take this, to enjoy and live life along with us. And that is what is sad. That's what saddens me. That for a man who had given so much to everyone around him, we were not able to do anything for him when his moment came. He was alone in the gym. He was doing what he enjoyed doing. Of late, he'd become a regular gym rat, and we could see the effects of it on his physique. But his body had other plans. His body couldn't keep up, and now he's no longer with us. But his memory lives on. His legacy lives on in not just the family that he's left behind, his beautiful children and the family that cherishes and loves him, but it's also his entire circle of friends. The entire office is here because we think that Cyril is still with us, maybe not in person, but the spirit of Cyril lives on in the code, in the products that he's supported, in the stuff that he's built, the stuff that we will carry forward to the market. And for anything, if the family needs anything from us to support the family in memory of Cyril, please do reach out to me. Please do reach out to any one of us. We'll be there for you. Cyril lives in our heart, and Cyril will live on in the hearts of all our customers as well. Back to you, Toastmaster. Cyril.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. I've heard of killer speeches, but you literally killed me multiple times in that speech. Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Sai, for that truly killer speech. On that note, it's time to kickstart our second segment of the Toastmasters meeting. And that I would be calling on Toastmaster Rashmi, who would be taking on the role of Table Topics Master for the first time again. All the very best, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Rashmi, your Table Topic Master Blaster for the day. Now, I was supposed to tell what table topics are. However, Toastmaster Sai has already showed what they are. But still the format demands. So here it goes. Table topics offer an exciting journey into the world of impromptu speaking, where members can hone their skills in thinking on their feet. Imagine it as crafting a mini speech complete with a beginning, middle, and end, all within lightning 2 minutes. It's not just for those with speaking roles in the meeting agenda. Any member can jump in for their moment in the spotlight. No one draws a blank in Toastmasters, so even guests are welcome to join the fun. Some ground rules. Each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Participants are disqualified at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Speakers are encouraged to use the phrase of the day, which is to draw a blank, to draw a blank. So it's time to dive in and experience the thrill of spontaneous oratory. So who would like to dive in first? Any volunteers? Manoj. I see Manoj raising the hand. So Toastmaster Manoj, why do weekends fly and Mondays crawl? Why do weekends fly and Mondays crawl? Toastmaster Manoj.
With the topic, I have drawn a blank. But don't you think, whenever you draw a blank, it's a positive sign? A blank canvas allows you to paint your thoughts. And weekends fly and Monday, because Monday comes, this cycle goes on and on. Do you think if everything is constant, will that be wonderful for we people to lead a life, contented life? We say change is the only constant and it's the only truth, and that adds beauty to my life, your life. Had there been no change, single time frame, if you get stuck at one age, one climate, one position, just think, if there is no night, only daytime, how do you appreciate what day is? If there is no unhappiness, how do you appreciate happiness? So this change need to go on and on. And today we came to know how these names of weeks got their names related to those planetary motions. So these changes add that zing to our life. And I'm enjoying each part of my life. I have seen failures, failed in my vital exams, missed my promotion. But all this, if I look back, are essential to appreciate life as it changes. So this cyclic moment of weeks makes a weekend, a Sunday, more beautiful. Without Monday, can Sunday be beautiful? With that, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for the insightful take on weekends and Monday as well. So, any volunteer for the next table topic? If a guest would like to volunteer, that would be great. Do I see any hands? Yeah, Kashif. Hi, Kashif. I'm not sure if you're a Toastmaster or a guest as of now.
I was a guest, but I've recently become a member.
Okay, great. So, Toastmaster Kashif, your topic for today is rebranding Mondays. What if you were a Monday and had to rebrand yourself? So, rebranding Mondays, Toastmaster Kashif, rebranding Mondays.
So, what I would say to all of you is that won't you like to live a life where which does not go on from one high to a low and from a low to a high? The life which especially in India, India is a land of spirituality, and all our spiritual masters have been telling us from very early times that life is not about happiness only. We have to accept the happiness along with the unhappiness as well, and that is what gives joy in life. Because in modern um, in this modern life, we are always stuck in this kind of life where we are going from Sundays to Mondays and from weekends to weekdays, and that is what defines our happiness. But what I'm going to tell you is that that doesn't have to define your happiness, and you can live a more fulfilling life wherein your life is much more joyful, and much more calm and much more peaceful if you don't derive your joys from the activities that happen that are supposed to happen only on the weekends, right? When you derive the meaning, and when you derive the calm and peace from yourself and from your inner being, that is when you derive true joy from life. And when you are able to do that, you will not have to wait for a Monday to come to become happy, or sorry, for a Sunday to come to be happy. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashif. Happiness and sadness, both are parts of life. If we accept that, then life would be more meaningful or easy. So over to the next table topic. Any volunteers?
Okay.
Sorry, who was this?
Kumar.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Toastmaster Kumar. Okay, so Toastmaster Kumar, time travel Tuesdays. If you could time travel every Tuesday, where would you go? What would you do? Time travel Tuesdays, Toastmaster Kumar, time travel Tuesdays.
Time travel. Well, I'll start from my hometown, right north in Malaysia, then into Thailand, across the Burma to India. and I can do wonders within this period. You're talking of traveling. I don't get the actual subject, but if I have got free time to travel, I'll travel all over the world. Of course, finance is the question, and that will be taken care of by doing part-time jobs and odd jobs, labor jobs along the way. I think there should be no problem. There should be no problem whatsoever. And I would come back right to Colombo again. From India, I wouldn't go to Europe yet. Come back, take a rest, and start again. Travel to Europe. And this time I make sure the finance will not be a problem. There'll be enough finance, and I enjoy the trip accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kumar, for this world tour in a brief 1.5 minutes. So, next topic, any volunteers? Do I see any hands?
Rashmi, just pick someone. Everybody's a Toastmaster. You can just pick anyone you want.
Okay, so we haven't. So Meher, would you like to? So Toastmaster Meher, we haven't heard you today, I think. So Toastmaster Meher, we all have heard TGIF. What if Friday was played on a loop? Toastmaster Meher, TGIF. What if Friday was played on a loop?
Friday. Shukrwar, did Toastmaster Cyril say? Juma in Pakistan. Shukrwar, I would say yes, because thank God, Shukr, that the weekend is here. And if Friday was played in a loop, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be the best life ever? Weekend after weekend after weekend. No week, no Monday blues. No Wednesday woes. No work to do, no lectures to give, no classes to plan, no club meetings to plan. Just have fun all day and do what I want to do. Maybe go and learn a new craft, go and learn to play an instrument, take out my mom's old sitar, get it repaired, try to take the classes I've been wanting to take for ages and eons now, read all the books, the many buildings of books that I have built in my study, and actually go through them one by one by one. Friday in a loop? Are you kidding me? That would be the best ever. But then I think, how would it feel to just have luxury and leisure all the time? Leisure and pleasure, is that really what we were made to do? Is that really why we were sent here? What is the charm of having a holiday if it's not valuable? What is the charm of having a rose, a beautiful rose in the garden, if you don't value it because you know it's never going to die? Beautiful things are a joy forever. But why? Because they bring us joy in the mind and the heart. And why is that? Because we know that they're not going to be permanent. We know that we have to stop and smell the roses while the petals are still fragrant and fresh, and the dew is on them, and the birds flying around, and the bees sucking on their nectar. It's when they start withering, it's when the seasons change, it's when the days change, and the loop gives us a new pattern that we appreciate what we really have. So Fridays in a loop, yeah, maybe once in a while, but not every day. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meher, for this wonderful, wonderful speech. So over to the next topic. Meenal Bhanushali, are you in for a table topic?
May I interrupt, Toastmaster Rashmi? We barely have any time. We've already overshot.
Oh, okay, sure. Then that's the end of the table topic session. Thanks, Timer Cynthia.
Rashmi, hand it over to the TMOD.
Over to you, TMOD. Cyril.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. I mean, we heard a Monday rebrander, we heard a time traveler, we heard someone who wanted Friday in a loop for a little while. And am I missing anyone? Do remember these speeches because you need to vote for them at some point of time. Right. Somebody wrote to me saying that I mentioned Monday blues, I mentioned TGIF and TBT. Why are Wednesdays called hump days? I didn't explain that. And it came with a naughty emoticon. Wednesdays are called hump days because the week is a hump. You're in the middle of the week, you're past the hump. Interestingly, Wednesdays are called Mittwoch in German. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, but Mittwoch literally means middle of the week. That's why Wednesdays are called hump days. On that note, let me kickstart the third segment of today's meeting. That's the general evaluation segment. And let me call upon the general evaluator, who would be Toastmaster Athul. Over to you, Toastmaster Athul. Oh, I hear some entry music.
Yeah, I like to apologize for that because there's a huge ruckus going on over here. People are not really caring about citizens over here.
Well timed, but over to you.
Good evening. I'm the general evaluator for this meeting. I'm Toastmaster Athul, and for the benefit of our members and guests, I'll conduct the evaluation portion of our meeting. I'll have a team who will be assisting with me and giving their feedback to our speakers, and I will also be evaluating the entire meeting as well. So first off, we'll start off with the evaluator number 1 for the first speech. That is Toastmaster Sandhya. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Sandhya. Am I not audible?
You are interested. A second. On her way to the evaluation.
Really sorry. Thank you, General Evaluator. Can I have a quick audio check? Am I audible?
All good.
Okay, thank you. I don't see the timer screen. Yeah. There. Well, the famous Oscar Wilde has said that this suspense is terrible. I hope it will last. Toastmaster Amit, when all of us heard your speech title, we were all intrigued from that moment onwards. And you carried on that suspense throughout the speech. So thank you for giving us that speech, which was full of suspense today. And it's reminded me of this quote by Oscar Wilde. Now, other than the suspense that you created throughout the speech, there are a number of other things that I liked. First, let me get to the objectives of the speech. One of the main objectives of your speech was to deliver a speech with a purpose. And I must say you excelled at this objective because you not only had a purpose, you had a purpose with a meaning which is very relevant in today's times, where hardly any of us have any time to relax. So invoking that subconscious mind and relaxing and getting those ideas out of the box, that was the message that you gave us. And I must say you gave that in a very powerful and a very suspenseful way. So thank you for that also. Other thing that I loved about your speech were the pauses that you had. For example, when you said that, Einstein also sat under the tree, that made all of us think, oh, was it not Newton? And then you told us, why can't Einstein also sit under the tree? You also asked us which was the theory that Newton gave us. You made us think. We wanted to answer, yes, it was the theory of gravity, and then you gave us the answer. So I also like that audience interaction and the pauses at the right places that you had throughout your speech. But of course, there are a number of ways that one can improve, and one should always grow. So for your growth, I have one main recommendation in terms of content and one minor one in terms of delivery. Let me come to the content. Now, you gave us two main examples to deliver your message. One was an example from your own life as to how you were not happy with your job and then you got a business idea. And the second one was a small example where you gave us Cyril's example. Now, I would say that both these examples did not relate to the message very well, or you could have explained it in a better way to relate them to the message. For example, what you could have done is, let's say, you were busy with your job and then you went on for a vacation, or you went to a social media detox, and that is when you had this brilliant business idea, and then you took off from there. So your main message was about relaxing your mind and relaxing the subconscious mind, which could have come better if you would have portrayed this message in that way. Another recommendation I would give you is in terms of your camera position. Because it's an online meeting, I thought you could have been a little backward so that your hand gestures would have been better visible. They were visible on and off, but not completely throughout the speech. So that's another minor recommendation. Overall, Toastmaster Amit, it was an excellent speech. I loved the suspense that you created, the message that you gave. But like I said, tie those examples better to your message, and I think that can take your speech to the next level. Thank you very much for giving us that speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandhya. Now I'd like to call upon the second evaluator for the speech, TM Mahesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. First, let me congratulate Toastmaster Nidhi for giving such a informative speech, which is useful in our day-to-day life, whether it is personal or professional life. So it was quite informative. And the purpose of the speech was to learn different types of communication skills, what's the effect of one primary style on others, to know one primary style of communications. So the goal of the speech, the purpose of the speech was met quite clearly. The most striking part was the title of the speech. So I was in awe when I learned the title of the speech, Words That Wow. So it was quite impressive. I understand so much efforts might have gone to finalize the title of the speech. So that's a great title for the speech. And regarding the content, she used good emotional examples regarding her grandpa. So it was quite emotional. And she used good phrases like action speaks louder than words. And the most beautiful message was regarding communication. What is communication? Communication is nothing but what you hear, what is not said. What a beautiful message was there regarding that. And whatever she mentioned regarding different types of communication, a very interesting life lesson was hidden in that. That you don't have to follow a single type of communication style. You have to find a very delicate, striking balance between different styles of communication, which will be very, very useful in personal and professional life. So thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi, for providing such an important life lesson from this speech. Regarding the delivery, and she was very confident. She used gestures very well. And, I'm not sure whether she was standing or not, so I didn't focus on that. But the movements were not. To be more effective, some movements would have been helpful. And she could try to add more finishing touches to her voice modulation. That would be more impressive in that case. And it will be more effective if she could ask certain questions. It will help in engaging with the audience to make the speech more effective. So it is a very nicely crafted speech, a good message, a life learning lesson, and good luck to you for all the future speeches, and wish you scale new heights in future. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to request the evaluator to wait until the timer has started timing to begin the speech. So next, I'd like to call upon evaluator 3, TM Aditya.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Athul. Humor comes. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Athul. Humor comes from wit and spontaneity, and that is the reason Toastmaster Sai's speech today was a hit. He has innate humor. At the same time, he was very spontaneous while he was delivering the speech. What I absolutely liked about Toastmaster Sai's speech was his smooth transition. He very seamlessly integrated some of his funny anecdotes into the situation he was placed in. His story was packed with sarcasm, wit, satire. His humor was so self-deprecatory that he reminded me of Supandi because his wife outsmarted him every single time and he felt very sorry for him. Kudos to you on that. Now let's look at areas where Toastmaster Sai can go a step higher. Number one, focus. In your first speech, I felt like you were losing focus because you were asked to fill in for someone who is late for a meeting. Although you started narrating your story, I would have liked it even more had you come back to this situation. Had you had addressed the absence, whether he has come or not, where is he? So, something related to that. Number two, timing. I'd like it even more if you can give some time for the audience and also for your punchlines to land effectively. For example, I absolutely loved those two punchlines about pounds and GPS. And for the audience to understand this, you can spoon feed them a little bit by exaggerating the situation. For example, pounds, pounds, pounds. What is pounds? Okay, it was not pounds, it was LBS road. So that I need not think too much to get your punchlines. Third, I liked your first speech more than your second speech because it was filled with humor. I still feel like the second topic also had scope for humor. You made it into a very dark and gloomy one, and none of us want Toastmaster Cyril to die. You can probably bring more humor into the speech by describing the relationship, the personal bond you have with Toastmaster Cyril. That can, inflict some more comedy into it, and you can have a laughter in a funeral as well. Nevertheless, your speech was packed with sarcasm, wit, satire, mockery. It was seamless integration, a little bit of improvement in focus, timing, and humor in the second story. I'm sure you'll be a lot more funnier and you can tickle multiple funny bones. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Aditya. Before we move on, I'd like to ask the timer whether there were any disqualifications regarding the times of the speeches and table topics.
Thanks, General Evaluator. None of them have. No, I think Toastmaster Sandhya was 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Toastmaster Mahesh was 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and Toastmaster Aditya was 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So Toastmaster Sandhya does not qualify.
Yeah, could you please mention about the prepared speeches and the table topic speeches?
Oh, okay. So prepared speeches, Toastmaster Amit was 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Toastmaster Nidhi was 7 minutes and 56 seconds. Toastmaster Sai was 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And the second speech of Toastmaster Sai was 3 minutes and 24 seconds. So in the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Nidhi did not qualify. As far as the table topics are concerned, Toastmaster Manoj was 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Toastmaster Kashif was 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Kumar was 1 minute and 27 seconds. And Toastmaster Meher was 2 minutes and 17 seconds. So all of them qualified.
Thank you, Team Cynthia. Now, yeah, time and tide waits for no one. So it's important to get your message across in the allowed time and for the meetings to run according to schedule. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Cynthia for the overall meeting time to talk about the overall meeting time.
The overall, in terms of the overall meeting, we are a little late, but more or less, I think if we wind up in the next 10 minutes, then we are on time.
Okay, thank you, Team Cynthia. Now, I'd like to invite the grammarian, TM Bhuvi, to give her report about the persons who use the word of the day, the phrase of the day, and the good use of language, as well as points for improvement. TM Bhuvi, you can give your report now.
All right. Thank you, General Evaluator Athul. I will now proceed with the report. So the phrase of the day was to basically draw a blank, and it was used by two members who were Amit and Manoj. Uh, Now I'll come to the good usages of the language. So some phrases that I made note of were came to his rescue, conscious mind at play, conscious mind at ease, encompass, ninja now delving, delicate balance, behind schedule, best laid plans, some interesting idioms, pulled over to one side, laughing her heart out. One interesting usage of language made by Cyril: you would have been pounded if you were late. Go to the ends of the world. Gym rat, master blaster by Table Topics Master Rashmi. Blank canvas, derive joy, derive meaning. Very nice alliterative usage of Wednesday woes by Meher. Luxury and leisure, again alliterative use, very well done by Meher. It added a certain poetry to her table topics. Beautiful things are joy forever. Then when it came to the evaluations, a couple of notes that I made were: for humor comes from spontaneity and wit, anecdotes, self-deprecatory, outsmart. So some very interesting usages of idioms, alliterations, as well as adverbs. Some points of improvement in terms of grammar were the usage of the word people. The plural of the word person is people, and it should not be used as peoples. Addressing is always used without the word to. There is no preposition to that is used with addressing. It should be the usage of limelight is always in the limelight. Yeah, that's about it. So thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TMP. Now, the R counter. The R counter is supposed to track the use of verbal pauses, those R's and that come out of our mouths. So our dear R counter, TM Suniva, is going to give her report right now.
Okay, so along with the common word, draw a blank, there was also a common word that was this was used most commonly by Bhuvi and Sandhya. Also TM Mahesh and TM Kasif. Also Toastmaster Sai, he used into, there, was, and. The words were repeated many times. Toastmaster Cyril You used we. You started the word, started the sentence we many times in your speech. And Toastmaster Amit, you used kind of okay. So this was not much, but yes, this much only. Also, yes, and Toastmaster Nidhi, I drew a blank in your speech, apart along with Toastmaster Rashmi, Toastmaster Manoj, Kumar, Toastmaster Meher, and Toastmaster Aditya. All your speech were flawless. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suniva. Now, as the general evaluator, I'd like to give general comments about this meeting as a whole. So, first of all, I'd like to apologize for my stuffy nose. Winter is here, so it's kind of, yeah. And the ruckus that's going outside. So, now to begin with the general evaluation, thank you for introducing me to the inside joke. Okay. And the timer, can you please keep track of the time? Because I'm not able to see it on my screen.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to keep a track right now?
Yeah, it would be good. Okay, thank you, TM. Cynthia. Now, the meeting began on time and the agenda was available really prior before the meeting was supposed to start. And TM Sai, our presiding officer, introduced everyone. He engaged the audience thoroughly with his exuberant conduct of speech and introduction. Now, coming to our Toastmaster of the day, TM Cyril, he talked about the lunar cycle in an interesting way, the waxing and waning of the moon, and explain the etymology of the day naming. That is, how the names of the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all came into being. And he also mentioned about the different names that is present in the different languages. Since India is a land of cultures, he brought diversity into the meeting. So that's commendable. And he also explained the overall structure and agenda of the meeting. He also introduced the tag team, the grammarian, the timer, and the counter. The phrase of the day was drew a blank. He was kind enough to introduce the etymology of that too. The the thing about the lottery drawing and stuff. But there's one thing I'd like to suggest you that is you could have made the session more interactive. You could have asked the audience a bit more questions and you could have engaged the audience a little bit more. Now coming to the prepared speakers, coming to TM Amit, I found his title very interesting. I murdered Newton in the bathroom. And his voice was really captivating. I felt like I was hanging onto the tip of his words. The intonation was perfect. And the message was the contrasting viewpoints of the conscious and subconscious minds. So the message that we all could take home is that we should let our subconscious minds run wild. Coming to TM Nidhi, she did justice to the Toastmasters Club by talking about the different types of communication. And she related a lot of things to her life, which is good. And her mention about Harry Potter really piqued me. But her voice modulation could have been a bit better. That's my suggestion. One more thing is that she kept calm despite the red card flashing on the screen. She didn't falter. She had complete confidence in her speech. About TM Sai, I liked his humor, the Pounce Road, his wife being the best GPS, and his ability of handling two speeches at the same time. The table topics master related to the topics of the theme of the day really well, and she came up with thoroughly interesting topics. Now, I'd like to pass these comments regarding some of the table topic speakers. Dear Manoj, he used the phrase of the day, which is good. He could have used earphones because audio was a bit lacking in clarity, and TM Kumar could have set up his video properly. And TM Mahir connected all the dots together about the Thank God It's Friday speech. Now, about the evaluators, the overall evaluation was good. TM Sandhya did a good evaluation, but TM Mahesh could have mentioned a little bit more about voice modulation regarding the speech of the second speaker. And TM Aditya also did a good evaluation. So yeah, that concludes my general evaluation. Thank you.
Please hand it back to the TMOD.
And now I'd like to hand it back to our TMOD, Cyril, TM Cyril.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Athul, for this kind comments. We take notice and we'll ensure that this feedback would be but you wouldn't have to repeat it the next time you come on screen as a general evaluator. The meeting is coming to a close, and at this point, let me call upon our Zoom master to please launch the polls for best speaker, best role player, and auxiliary player, table topic, the entire roles, so that all of you can vote. Okay, there you have it. Right. On that note, let me hand over the meeting to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sai. Over to you, Toastmaster Sai. I don't have a Sai joke.
Thank goodness it's no side joke day today. I would love to talk to a few of our guests while the polls are being conducted. I'd like to talk to maybe Meena, if she's available, to tell us how she found the first meet. Is this your first Toastmasters meeting that you've attended, Meena?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, I'll not be able to turn the video on right now. That's okay, right?
That's totally okay.
Yeah, so this is the first meeting with Fireflies. I have attended a meeting prior to this that was in the year 2019.
Attended Fireflies? Oh, some other
Not
club?
Fireflies, some other club.
I see. Okay.
I attended it with some other club. I'm really looking forward to joining the club as a Toastmaster. There's so much that I've been able to learn today, and I could see a difference in how my mind is sort of working right now. Although I did not give any speech today per se, but then there was a lot of thoughts related to the topic that kept pouring in my head. So yeah, I think I can really learn a lot. So looking forward to be able to give a speech maybe next time or maybe after that.
Are you in touch with Cyril? Because he's the person.
Yes, I am.
He's the person to talk to. If you want to take it forward, come back to the next meeting and maybe join Toastmasters at some point. Thank you so much.
I'm in touch.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can get Mitesh. Your video is on, and you haven't spoken at all. So let's get you involved in the meeting.
Yes. Please go on.
How did you find the meeting? What can we do better?
I could not find any improvements apart from like improvement suggestions apart from showing up on time 6:30, but now you have changed the time, so I could not have don't have any constructive feedback as of now.
For a second, I thought we haven't improved at all. Like, whoa, no improvement at all. That's disappointing. But yes, thank you so much for coming to the meeting. And
thank you.
Such a good friend of BKC Fireflies. Let's see. Meher, what about you? This is your first time with us. Do you want to give us some places where we can improve?
Oh gosh, I might. Sorry. Sorry, I think I disconnected there. So sorry.
Is it just me or is the audio bad for everyone?
Sorry, I cannot.
So Meher, I'm gonna table your response for 2 seconds while we talk to someone else because the audio is really poor. Yeah, technical issues. Exactly. All right, let's see if we can get maybe Amit. You've been a friend of BKC Fireflies in the past, but this time you're participating in a meeting. What did you think?
I think it's very similar to the way we conduct our meetings in Goregaon. One thing that I really liked was the general evaluator also offering comments on the evaluations. So, and also, yeah, that's one thing that we don't do, and perhaps that is something that can be explored. But other than that, I have found the meeting to be really interesting, very creative, extremely articulate speakers, good humor, thoroughly enjoyable. Nothing
Thank
else
you
to
very
say.
much.
Thank you.
Your story and your topic was interesting too. I was wondering where you're going to go with it, but then you took a complete U-turn from an adventure story into a life lesson. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see if we have anyone else. Kumar, are you? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell us what you thought about the meeting. Your audio is off, I think. Is it? I don't know what happened. Are you not able to unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yep.
Can you listen? Okay. I came in late, I believe. I was not there at the beginning. So I didn't hear the project speech. Nevertheless, I enjoyed the meeting and I'm every time learning something new. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And I think, Meher, you said you want to give us some feedback. So I would love to hear, or is that just on text? Or let me just read out what Meher said on chat. Unless a video comes on and she's able to talk to us. Her feedback was, I wholly engaged throughout the meeting. That's good. The content was superb. Also good. All role players were well organized and well prepared. The pace was on point, moving seamlessly from one segment to the other. Hats off to you, President Sai, and your team for conducting such a wonderful. Oh man, I was hoping that you tell us that here are 3 things you can do better. But you said that one thing I learned. Okay, one thing I learned from the meeting rather was that the GE also evaluated the same feedback that Amit gave. Great job, GE. So let me put Athul on the spotlight because so much good feedback is coming towards Athul. Athul, can you turn on in video and tell us what inspired you to give feedback to our evaluators?
Yeah, like I'd like to thank my club, that is Readers Haven Toastmasters Club, and the Titi and Jyoti, who's also present in this meeting. So, ma'am, thank you for guiding me. This is usually how we do general evaluations during our meetings. So I kind of took notes from that and applied it to this meeting as well. So yeah, that's how I'm actually a
Okay,
newbie. I
welcome.
joined about 2 or 3 months ago.
So you're a new Toastmaster. Nicely done.
Yeah.
You're GE despite being a new Toastmaster. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. So one piece of feedback from Meher is that she would have liked table topics to have gone on for a little longer. I take some of the blame. I love to talk, so I must have eaten up some of the available time. And I also blame Cyril because who else can I blame? I can't blame anybody else. So I'm going to blame Cyril and myself for taking up so much time that we ended up having to cut short table topics. On that note, I have the privilege of announcing the winners for today's meeting, the winners of all the voting. Let's start with the tag team. Let's start with the auxiliary role players. The room thought that Toastmaster Bhuvi was the best auxiliary role player. Her video is off, so I can't spotlight her. But Bhuvi, thank you for doing a great job as the grammarian. The room thought that you were the best auxiliary role player. Suniva, you were close behind, so please don't take it the wrong way. The room thought well of you also, but Bhuvi edged you out a little bit. Then let's go to the best primary role player. We'll keep the speaking roles to the end. The man for all seasons, the man for all days. Cyril was the best primary role player for the evening with Athul and Rashmi in joint second. Cyril, congratulations. Today is your day, quote unquote. Enjoy it. All right, let's do the evaluators next. Whoa. Aditya, you were the best evaluator in a landslide from what it looks like. Congratulations on being chosen as the best evaluator for the evening. I'm going to name the best speaker next because there are more table topic speakers than evaluators. So it's going to be a little bit of suspense. There'll be more people waiting to hear the table topics results. The best speaker for the evening is Toastmaster Amit Dudani. He's an evaluator. He's a district champion in evaluation. Now he's also a PKC Fireflies champion in public speaking, in the speaking roles. Congratulations. Good job, Newton, on helping Amit become the best prepared speaker for the evening. And as far as table topics go, all the speakers had to speak about the days of the week but we all know we all love Fridays. Fridays are the best day of the week because you have 2 full days to do nothing at all. And that's why the room thought that Meher was the best table topic speaker for the evening. Congratulations, Meher. Congratulations, Amit. Congratulations, Aditya and Bhuvi and Cyril. You guys have proven yourself as excellent meeting participants. And on that note, 8:14, exactly on time, I'm going to call this meeting to a close. The meeting is now adjourned, and let me turn off the recording. Please feel free to hang out. Let's talk to everyone.